similar to when I did my talk earlier. When she read the part where it said I was voted one of People Magazine's Sexiest Men Alive, you guys laughed. That really kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. No, I know. I mean, I'm going to work out harder. Matthew McConaughey's on the list every year. I haven't been on it for a while. I got to get in the gym like Tay Diggs or something.
No,
First of all, it's such an honor to be here. Baltimore is one of my favorite cities. I've had an opportunity to do a number of different things in this city, all the way down to certain public schools where I've been able to come in and work with some of the kids through my foundation, as well as having been here for the NAACP National Convention and all sorts of incredible things. This is a vibrant city, a lot of wonderful people from the city, and every time I come here, I'm always even more and more inspired. And so thank you for coming out. Thank you for spending a little time with me, and just thank you for inviting me for the speaker series. I think it's fantastic. Thank you. So just so I know, did anybody here come to the talk that I did earlier today? Anybody? You could. Anybody? Okay, good. Because I'm going to do the exact same talk. I just want to make sure that if somebody's here that heard it, I was going to be like, you need to just leave. I'm kidding. So, here's the deal. Who here has read one of my books? Okay, so a decent number, not a huge number, unfortunately, but a decent number. And one of the ideas I talk about in my books, and I think folks will attest to it, is something I want to explore today. This idea of being active architects of our own life. I talk about in my books the idea of being active architects of our own life. And part of the deal of being active architects of our own life has to do with us understanding how we interconnect. Dr. King said that we're all tied together in a garment of mutual destiny. Dr. King said we're all tied together in a garment of mutual destiny, which means to me, no matter how well I may be doing, if you're not doing well, then we're not doing well. And no matter how well CCBC may be doing, if there are young brothers and sisters in Baltimore that aren't doing well, then CCBC's not doing well, right? And so we're all tied together, and therefore that means that you achieving your dreams, goals, and living your life dynamically and courageously directly impacts me doing the same. In other words, if you live your life to its fullest, you give me permission to do the same because we're all tied together in a garment of mutual destiny. So, that being the case, does this, where are all these people coming from? Y'all are late. I have an excuse. I don't live in Baltimore. I don't know the traffic patterns here. So, wrap your brain around this concept, just for a second, just for the time we're together. Wrap your brain around this idea that every decision you've made in your life up until this moment, every single decision has led you to be here at the Harper Q Theater at the exact same time as everybody else. Therefore, every decision I've made in my life up until now, every decision you've made here, everybody who's here. So if Dr. King is right that we're all tied together in a garment of mutual destiny, then all of us in this room, are tied together even more because for whatever reason, every choice we've made has led us to be here at the exact same time. Okay? That's a pretty powerful idea if you let your mind go with that. And so, with that, I'm going to ask a kind of an inane, ridiculous question I already know the answer to. But please raise your hand for me if you have goals and dreams for your life. Just raise your hand. So look around real quick. Sir, you don't have any goals and dreams? Just check. I didn't know. I just want to make sure because I didn't want to have to do depression intervention. Because if you don't have any goals and dreams, then we have to do an intervention. Okay, got it. Okay, so can we all get an agreement that virtually everybody in the Harper Q Theater on the CCBC campus on this particular April of 2011, in this particular evening, we all have goals and dreams for our lives? Can we agree? Okay, but your goals and dreams, sir, may be different than mine. Just as they may be different than hers, correct? So what I really want to explore briefly is how do we go from the Harper Q Theater to what we raised our hand about? walking with the idea that we're all tied together in a garment of mutual destiny. Meaning that if I can't help you get to what you raised your hand about, you can't help me get to what I raised my hand about. So it's critically or vitally important that you live your life dynamically and courageously. And you as well, and you as well. So, this is where the active architect idea comes in. Now, I'm going to come down here. And this is really the hello, sir. You are right on time. No, you really are, because I just happened to be standing next to the empty seat that you were going to take. What's your name? E. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, I have a question. And the premise of my whole talk relies on there being this person in the room. So please be in the room. Do we have anyone in the room that is either an architect or has taken an architecture class? Where are we? Oh, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, okay, I see what you're doing there. Has anybody ever seen the show Real Time with Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been on that show a couple times. He has this thing called New Rules that he does. Like he does New Rules. So we're about to do New Rules. New Rules. No more pictures. New Rule. Okay. Hi. What's your name?
Shannon.
Shannon. Okay, so you either are an architect, studied architecture, or dated an architect. Which was it?
Studied.
Studied architecture. Okay, so since you studied architecture, could you tell me, and kind of put it in layman's terms, not maybe 6th, 7th, 8th grade terms, what would you say the goals and dreams of an architect would be, generally speaking?
To build buildings.
It took your friend to help you with that? She took an architecture class. And she said to build what those things? Yeah. Fantastic. Where did you take that class? I'm kidding. Hold that thought. So, if we're going to run with this idea that the goals and dreams of an architect would be to build buildings, I would say it's even more than that. I would say it would be to come up with an idea or vision, etc., and have that vision manifest in the real world. They could pull out their day planner and say, well, this is my schedule. But that's a schedule. There's some people who pull out their Bible and say, well, this is my blueprint, and that's your faith, which is fantastic. But the actual blueprint for your life specifically, the plan for getting from this room right now to what you raised your hand about in a step-by-step way, step-by-step process, the vast majority of us don't do it. We don't create it. We will require more specificity from an architect building a house than we do ourselves. In fact, if we're having a house built, we'd have the architect even be so specific as to specify the colors of the rooms, how big the tiles are going to be, what color the tiles are going to be, what type of wood they're going to use on the floor, how big the slats of the wood would be. We're going to ask them for that much specificity. But when it comes to building our lives, we fall victim to what I call the lotto mentality. The Paris Hiltonization of the world. The idea that we hope is just going to happen. We feel like, well, if I work hard and I'm a good person, it's just going to happen for me. There's so many people who say that. Brick and mortar. Okay? So the idea, an architect's goals and dreams would be to have this vision, this idea. So the first thing that an architect uses when they set out to build their building or their goal or their dream is what?
Blueprint.
A plan or a blueprint, correct? Mm-hmm. And when an architect sets out to build their plan or their blueprint, if they're sketching it out, they use a pencil. Mm-hmm. And if they're doing it on a computer, they do it on a model where they're able to make modifications or changes. The reason why they use a pencil and so they can erase because they're continuously modifying their design to make it better and better and better. And what's interesting about that is that, I'm going to come over here and ask a question. If I was going to build, you look like an amazing woman right here. You really do. If I was going to build a house for you, your dream house, just describe a little bit of it to me, just so I can get a sense of what that would be. I'm going to be I'm the architect, okay? So how many bedrooms?
At least 10.
Okay,